constitutional scholars across the political spectrum say we are going into hardcore tyranny. We are listed in the top 10 tyrannies in the world now by major universities. They're taking over everything. They're robbing everything. The bankers have to have a dictatorship of the government, the bureaucracy, to be able to fully rob you. I was watching all these videos today of George Soros on international television saying America's done, bankrupt, how they set it up, laughing about it. I mean, these people need to be arrested. He has been indicted and convicted in quite a few countries. Instead of ruling over us. Do you understand that's what tyranny is when criminals get control of the bureaucracy? And we repeal gun laws in Texas, and so they just start harassing the towns and taking over unlawfully. I've had enough of it, man. This is rogue government. Scott in Austin, you're on the air. Go ahead. We already went to Scott. I'm so angry I can hardly think. Chris in Florida, go ahead.
Alex.
Yes, sir.
Even if it's not even for the right reason, it's always really alarming to the establishment. Wouldn't you say that people are getting mobilized, even if it is by the false hijackers of the Tea Party, the Becks and O'Reillys, calling for their VAT tax? Of course, Pelosi agrees.
Oh, it's so conservative, Beck and O'Reilly, every night, so we need a new tax to pay the bankers. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, pay off the odious debt, the mathematically impossible debt, but you and I know that you helped mobilize the Ron Paul campaign, and so does he, and We Are Change, as endorsed by Cynthia McKinney, as shows on YouTube that she's obviously it's not a racist organization, but she endorses We Are Change, and we don't want to be confused with these hijackers because it gives the media a chance to spotlight the conflicting goals. What they do is they will say that we're self-conflicted, and so it gives the ignorant a reason to just marginalize us. But the two main goals, as I understand them, would be the false flag terror, exposing that governments do stoop so low and then go after
which
the people.
Cass Sunstein says should be banned, Chris. I appreciate your call. Folks, when you read and watch videos of the White House regulations are saying he's going to get your guns and laughing. I played him Friday. Saying they're going to ban free speech. They don't want instant communications. One of the hundreds of things is 24-hour wait on email. It's got to go through a government database to make sure it's okay first. I mean, folks, this is total mega 1984. It's happening. It's bipartisan. Bush set it all up. Clinton set it up. They hand it over to the next person. Obama's. Oh, man. I mean, I just feel so sad for my country. I love America so much. This is real, folks. And the men are so emasculated. They don't dare even speak up to their neighbors. They got a football game to watch. Well, it's because of that game you got to watch. You're going to be bankrupted and lose everything you got, most of you. You are going to live just like a Soviet slave. You watch. You remember down the road when it's a 10 times harder fight we've got that I warned you. Everybody better be downloading these shows, saving them for posterity when they do shut the web down if we don't stop them. I mean, folks, it's that bad. You better take this information as precious. You better get Fall the Republic on DVD. You better get Endgame. You better get my films that expose who these people really are from their own words. You better make copies and get them out to everybody. If you can't buy the stinking DVDs at Infowars.com, they're free on YouTube and Google. And email them to everybody. Get up off your butts now! Get up! Get moving! Get moving, soldier! Defend the Republic! Come on! Come on, people! We know bona fide tyranny when it's staring us down here. I'm not backing off. I'm not showing my backside to it. I can't. I'm a man. What is wrong with you people? I'm not a hero. I'm nothing special. I'm real. I'm real red-blooded. My family wasn't slaves before. They're not going to be slaves now. I'm not going to let my ancestors down. I'm sure not going to let my children down. There's powerful people who want to rob your butt. They want to make you their slave. They want to secure their ill-gotten gains. I pray to God to awaken this nation and to beat these bankers and send them to prison. I'm not worried about my own safety. All I'm worried about is letting these people win and have their way with our country and the world and use America as an engine of evil global domination. Oh, the Tea Parties were anti-war. Now they're run by the neocons. See, just on the left and all of you people. What's wrong with you? Break your conditioning now. Break it. Wake up. Realize what's happening. Get past the party divisions. Wake up and say, I want freedom. Rob in Utah, you're on the air.
Yes, my question was this last Tuesday down at BYU, Mr. Dr. Brzezinski spoke there, and it was interesting.
Pure evil. Zbigniew Brzezinski, what did he say?
Well, he was saying about how he wants to take over and create this world government and create us all nationalists. We're all going to be nationalists.
I know. Literally hundreds of articles a day, world government, paying your taxes to banks, taxes on every can of beans, everything you do, total control, breaking up our families, one-child policies, and then they say it's a conspiracy theory. They treat the public like they're children. They announce what they're going to do, then they say, but it doesn't exist if you resist it. What else did Brzezinski say?
Oh, the funny thing was he was saying how they're going to set up this one tyranny government, how they're trying to raise up China to become its own nation.
That's exactly. They said China, because they have one-child policy and are tyrannical, they will run it all. The New World Order's moved all their money to China. I watched George Soros bragging last night. I almost cried how he's destroyed us. It's just such scum. There's such filth. But they know America is a bunch of rotten, greedy idiots who want to watch football. But there's a lot of us that are awake, and we got to do the work and wake up who we can and stop them. We are. The White House memos admit we're hurting them, though. They are in trouble. We've got to expose them for what they are. What else did Brzezinski say? Did anybody boo this cockroach?
Actually, one of my friends stood up there, and he actually kind of told him off, basically. Said
are you getting it on YouTube? People need to see this.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a camera with me, so I wasn't able to broadcast it. But
well, what does your friend say?
What's that?
What did your friend say to him? Go ahead.
Basically, he said that he supported the Khmer Rouge and all this stuff. How he was supporting all the tyranny and
in 2 books. He wrote 2 books bragging about how he supported the Khmer Rouge and how they killed 30% of the population. He's showing off to fellow gang members. He did that on stage.
Yes, he did that on stage. And
these people are so evil.
He told my friend off. He says, you illegitimate, basically a stupid dummy that doesn't know anything about international politics.
I am the elitist. I am Zbigniew Brzezinski. I own you. Thank you, Rob. It's just so sick to hear that. Brian in New Jersey, you're on the air. Go ahead, Brian.
Hi, Alex. I wanted to bring to your attention the recent show that basically broke the global warming scandal wide open out in California, John Coleman.
Yes, the founder of the Weather Channel totally exposed it further.
Exactly. He basically had on 2 experts, a computer programmer and a meteorologist, and they poured over the NASA.
Yeah, that was already admitted by the UN and Russia, but they did put it together and say that they broke it. I'm not knocking them. That 75% of the temperature readings were faked. They would choose only hot zone and then appropriate it to cold zone.
Right, and they ignored a lot of the temperature readings, and Judicial Watch got a FOIA, and now the emails from NASA are out. It's 215-page.
In fact, I sent that to Watson Friday, and I asked Watson tomorrow morning, I need articles from Kurt Nimmo on the gun shows, and I need articles because people won't even know that, yes, the NASA emails, they're involved in fraud.
Yeah, and Alex, it turns out the answer to 1998 is 1934, because 1934 was the hottest year on record. It wasn't 1998, it turns out. They have to reshuffle all their data now.
Unbelievable. I appreciate your call, Brian. Yeah, I did see that. I didn't even cover it. It's just all fraud, all criminality. Folks, carbon dioxide's what plants breathe. Man-made global warming isn't real. The sun, it drives almost all of it, and it didn't cause the earthquake like Danny Glover says in Haiti. It's all lies. They talk to you. Talk to your moron yuppie neighbor and bring up New World Order, world government. They'll laugh at you and give them 100 news articles calling for it, and it's being set up at Copenhagen that we defeated. You, the listeners, did, all of us together. They were going to pay all our money to the private banks so we could have food. Oh, a carbon tax that we pay to George Soros and Al Gore. I mean, how monumental does the fraud have to get? And yes, NASA documents, major U.S. research laboratory documents, the main UN East Anglia facility, all fraud, them admitting it's fraud, more coming out, total scams, total looting. Look at Hitler, look at Stalin, look at Mao, look at what governments do. They will rob you if you don't start waging war in the info war instead of sucking your thumb with these fake gladiatorial diversions. They take your real manhood and put it into sports and things that don't matter. You yell and scream about your stupid football team and Colt McCoy. Meanwhile, the entire country goes to hell in a handbasket. Meanwhile, literal, admitted authoritarians take over that say they want to enslave you and reduce the world population by at least 80%. This was one powerful transmission. We'll see you at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Resist tyranny. Great job, crew. Fire